so excited to be here today to speak with Kailei Carr and Tonya Evans about the Phoenix Rising Virtual Summit happening on April 19th, 2020 at 12 p.m. EST. Kailei, thank you so much for being here with us.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so this has really been a labor of love for Tonya and myself. We've pulled this together in a short amount of time, and I am just so incredibly inspired by you and our other speakers and the work that you're doing. And I would love for you to just talk a bit about your work and what you do and how you are making a difference in your life and with your work.
Well, thank you. I work in the leadership development space. I'm the CEO of the Asbury Group, which is a transformational leadership development firm. We work with leaders to transform them from the inside out. So we do that through leadership development programs, through executive coaching, through experiences, retreats, and workshops. And I also host a podcast called the Beyond the Business Suit podcast. And we also have a retreat under the same name, the Beyond the Business Suit Retreat. And I love working with people to help them uncover how they can be their best and what their individual superpowers are, and help them show up in the world in a way that's consistent with that. And I believe that we all have superpowers, and I know that we'll get to what I'll be talking about at the Phoenix Rising Summit. But I believe that we all have been given unique gifts. And my job and my firm's job is to help people realize that for themselves, and so that they can show up in the world and lead from that place.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's really, really powerful. And it's such a great addition to everything that we hope to accomplish at the virtual summit. But before we even get to what you are going to be sharing with the attendees, let's talk about your experience during the pandemic, because you've been doing some really fantastic work. You've been doing calls, you've been pulling in spiritual leaders, you've really been drilling down into the hope that we hope to inspire as we think of the phoenix rising out of the ashes. But oftentimes leaders aren't checked on. And so we're so busy on the front lines of encouragement. I'm just wondering how, personally and professionally, this experience has been for you.
Yes, well, personally, I'm an entrepreneur, and my husband works for an organization, and we're not both used to working from home at the same time.
Right.
So that's a shift.
Right.
That part. Although there was a period of time, it's been a long time since we've both been working from home. And we also have a daughter who just turned 4. And at that age, they are not independent at all. So we have had to shift managing our work schedules and homeschooling, being all of a sudden homeschool teachers, like not my ministry. So had to figure that out. And then as someone who is very much an empath, I have had to make sure that I'm leveraging the tools that I share with clients for myself, so that I'm managing my energy. I would find, especially those first couple of weeks, where I was, by the end of the day, even though I had not been physically exerting myself, I was exhausted. Right. So I had to make sure that I was doing all that I could, all of my meditation practices, my self-care practices to take care of myself. Professionally, what that has meant for me is really helping to show up for my clients, both my individual clients as well as my corporate clients, to make sure that they are being checked on. To your point, Tonya, oftentimes we're thinking about, how are we managing our businesses and how are we managing all of these things, but these leaders are managing their organizations that are in crisis. Right. They are managing their employees who are in crisis. They're doing this oftentimes now managing their families, or in some cases, being at home by themselves and not feeling in isolation. So I've had to show up for my clients to say, okay, I see you. And how are you doing? How are you really doing? And giving them a safe space to really work through those things. And then for my corporate clients, being able to support them and their employees with things like mindfulness practices, resources that will help them both from a parental standpoint, as well as managing, even working remotely when you're not used to doing that, or leading remotely when you're not used to doing that. So that's been my world lately.
Yes, no small feat, to be sure. And Shantavia and I both have experienced that as well, where we both, and all of us, really hit the ground running with no roadmap, no blueprint, and everything was on fire and everything had to be done yesterday. And so, we're just not built to maintain that level of angst, anxiety, within our bodies. And so, it just naturally takes its toll for everyone and leaders, especially if you're on the front lines and dealing with all of the other things. So I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, and when you have all those other things,
right,
it doesn't feel like you have superpowers, right?
Right.
And I've washed more dishes in this 4 or 5 weeks. Oh my gosh.
About it.
Yes,
we're going down to a 1-dish rule, and it's just me in the house, so it'll be easy to maintain.
Oh man, the dishes just have killed me, and it feels like the superpower. I don't feel like Wonder Woman at all right now.
Same
and so that's one reason I'm so excited to hear you on April 19th, because talking about finding your inner superpower and using it right now is going to be something I'll be taking as many notes as anybody, because it's something that resonates so much with me, and I think with so many folks who registered as we're thinking about it. So could you talk a bit more about what we can expect to hear from you on April 19th at the Phoenix Rising Virtual Summit, and some of the things we should be thinking about to get ready to hear about your remarks?
Absolutely. I think that this moment for so many of us, without so many distractions, we have the space in our minds to really go inward. And I think that is the value of this time. We have the opportunity to go inward and reconnect with the essence of who we are. If nothing else, this moment has taught me how to be present. And taught me to really savor the time with my family, to really savor the time with myself, and get back to the essence of what's important in life. So what we'll be talking about in Discovering Your Superpowers is really helping all the people who are on that virtual session or at that virtual conference really understand what makes them unique and different than the 7.5 billion people in this world. What are the unique strengths, experiences, passions, purpose, the combination of all of those things that help them provide a unique contribution to this planet. And I believe that we come into this earth with the opportunity to grow, to learn, to create, and to give. And what we are able to give as individuals is different than what anybody else can. So in order to prepare for the session that I'll be leading, I would say come with an open mind, come with an open heart, and really come with an intention. Setting an intention, I think, is really important as to what do you hope to gain from the end of not only my session, but the entire conference. At the end of the conference, how do you want to feel? What do you want to think? How do you want to be different at the end of that conference? And come with that mindset coming in, and I know that you'll get out of it exactly what you need.
Oh, I love that.
Woo!
Absolutely.
Pass the plate. Let's just start right now.
Pass the virtual plate around.
Pass the virtual plate. It's so inspiring what you're saying, and I'm feeling it from the inside out, because there's this fundamental connection between our inner health, well-being, and the manifestation of our ability to be leaders. And so that's a really important connection to make. Sometimes people want to focus just on the actionable items for a particular career, but it really is a whole heart, a whole mind, whole body, whole spirit endeavor. And so I'm really excited for people to hear that message from you, to be sure. And it connects with so much of what everyone else. I know that you know Minda Harts well, CEO of the Memo LLC, who is joining us, and Lynette Khalfani-Cox, the money coach and CEO and co-founder of that company. Latesha Byrd with Career Consulting, so that's going to be powerful. you and Dr. Walls coming with the whole mind, body, spirit connection and tying that all to careers. Teri Ijeoma from Invest with Teri, who's going to be amazing. And she's making money on the way up and way down. So I'm going to be paying particular attention at that session. And Stephanie Humphrey, Tech Life Steph, telling us how to be great digital citizens, particularly in the time when we're all working from home and what that looks like. So, and finally, Bärí Williams, who will be there to talk about the legal aspects. I know as professional speakers, we had a lot of contracts and commitments out there that all of a sudden vanished. And what might we have in contractual deals going forward to kind of crisis-proof our money and our career in that regard. So I'm so excited that you're part of this and a part of this experience. It's more than a summit. It really is an experience built on cooperative economics, collective work and responsibility, and really exemplifying that. So thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Shantavia, any final parting words?
Just that I can't wait.
I know. It's like, what day is it?
Here.
It is going to be amazing. And I just have to say again, this component of finding your superpower, especially sitting in front of a laptop every day, like many of us are doing, it's hard to figure out how to lead, right? When you're just staring at a screen with lots of people on it. And so I think this is just going to be so impactful for so many people, myself included. So I don't know what else we have to do, Tonya, to convince people to register, because if this hasn't done it, I don't know what will.
Well, and you know what's so crazy? Tonya and I were supposed to be together on that day.
Oh, wow.
So the blessing in all of this, and there's no wasted experience.
Right.
My Beyond the Business Suit retreat was supposed to take place the 17th through 19th in Scottsdale, Arizona, and Tonya would have been there. And what I love about this is that we will still be together.
Yes.
And I feel like I will still be serving and sharing myself, even though that's not taking place when I expected for it to take place. So thank you for allowing me to serve your audience.
Absolutely. And it's amazing. Everything comes full circle. There is, as you said, no wasted effort, and there are no accidents. So I look forward to that, and for all of us being together then. Make sure that for those listeners out there who have not yet signed up and registered, PhoenixRisingSummit.com is the website. Tickets start for as low as $20 if you just want the replay and you can't be on for the whole experience. Certainly we have live access, and then also a more curated experience if you want to have the live, the replay, and also the opportunity for fireside chat with our speakers. So it's PhoenixRisingSummit.com, and we really, really look forward to you declaring #I am ready to rise and joining us on April 19th. We look forward to being with you.